Hello, everyone. I am back, and I'm officially 20 years old. I don't know if you can count that as old, but I'm gonna count. Jesus Christ, I'm old. Welcome to the next video of the complete home video history of, where we take a look at home video releases of many animated films and then some. And today we're doing another Pixar film. Well, a double, two Pixar films because they're notable for being released on Blu-ray the exact same day. But we'll get to that when the time comes. But for now, we're going to go through both of them one after another, and then we'll put them all together to see how it works. So today we're going to look at probably Pixar's most infamous franchise. It was the directorial return from John Lasseter after stepping down as a director after Toy Story 2, more of a leadership role, creative consultant of Pixar. But it would also become one of their most lucrative franchises, especially in the toys. Cars. Released back in June of 2006. Um, it was the first film they made after being merged with Disney. Because after The Incredibles released, 3D animation was pretty much the norm now, as 2D animation pretty much fell. And Pixar, was at the moment, was renewing their deal with Disney. However, after a disagreement with Michael Eisner and Steve Jobs, Pixar they went fully public by that time. They were afraid what's going to happen to them after the release of Cars. However, around September of 2005, Michael Eisner was replaced by Bob Iger as the CEO. And one of the first things he wanted to fix after what Michael did, bring Pixar to the Disney family. However, they waited until after the release of Chicken Little, Walt Disney Animation Studios' first CG film, and that was a hit. And thanks to long negotiations with Steve Jobs, the CEO of Pixar, along with the financial success of Chicken Little, they bought out Pixar for $7.4 billion. And now Pixar is a fully owned company of Disney. So this was their first film released not long after the fully, merged, companies. So Cars was, like I said, originally released on June 2006. It became a hit. It was originally going to be released in November of 2005. However, due to the negotiations with Disney and Pixar going on, and Steve Jobs having the idea, or one of the creative heads had the idea of releasing it in the summer of 2006. Excuse my notifications, Jesus Christ. But also to have the DVD sales be released around the Christmas time. And so on November 7th, 2006, Cars was released on DVD in both widescreen and, yes, just like The Incredibles, full screen versions. This would be the last time Pixar would fully reframe one of their films to fit in a full screen image. Because starting with our next film, they would just show the original aspect ratio on the DVDs. As you pretty much might as well have the original intent to how it was made instead of having the company painstakingly fully reframe everything. And considering it's a computer animated film that makes use of the fully, CinemaScope widescreen movie, it makes a lot of sense if you catch my drift. On its first, I believe, 2 days, like 5 million were already sold, 5 million copies, and it will later sell over 15 million and would get Pixar 246 million in DVD sales. Cars was definitely one hell of a product. I'll give you that. Sadly, this was the first Pixar film to not have a 2-disc set. There was a Walmart edition where it came with a bonus disc, although nothing much was on it. Apparently, one of the general managers at Pixar said that John Lasseter and many other people at Pixar were just too busy working on other films at the time. So sadly, they weren't able to do much. What included the Inspiration for Cars documentary is pretty good. It also includes the short meter and the Ghost of Light, which contains probably my favorite song from the soundtrack of Cars, Behind the Clouds by Brad Paisley. And it got me into a fan of Brad Paisley, so good on you, Pixar, good on you. It also included the animated short One Man Band, which premiered alongside the release of Cars in theaters, and a couple of deleted scenes and a few Easter eggs. This was also the last time a Pixar film would be released under Buena Vista Home Entertainment. even if it's still under Disney, which is strange. Again, starting with the next film, it would be released under Disney's home entertainment name. And here we have the disc. Like I said, this is just a single disc. Continuing onwards, all DVDs were single discs. But they still gave you a DVD guide, which is really nice of them. I believe the artwork used here was taken directly from its, or it's somewhat similar to its theatrical poster. Talks about a few of the bonus features in the lineup of cars. And on the back, of course, is the scene selection. Mine also came with a few other pieces too. Of course, a Disney Movie Rewards code. This is around the time when the Disney Movie Rewards was starting up. And the little booklet. Sadly, mine's kind of busted at the moment, but should be alright. The Cars video game. I just recently started playing it. It's not that great. Played Cars 2, the video game, or Cars 3 Driven to Win. Those are actually pretty good. Of course, it has those car products. I would love to get that 13-inch CRT. That one looks crazy. And for the soundtrack, Yin Yang Yo on Jetix, which will later become Disney XD, of course. And of course, the full screen version. Nothing's really much different aside from the full screen header on the top and the spine, and on the inside here, the technical specs, family friendly full screen viewing presentation. Everything else is the same, menus and all, which were actually made for 16:9 displays. And of course, the disc on the top says full screen. But there you go. That's the original Blu-ray of Cars. However, during the time Cars was released on home video, there was a brand new home media product that came out called Bluray. One of the most notable things about Blu-ray, high definition video, anti-scratch resistant discs. It can hold up to at least 50 gigabytes of data on a single disc, and it was pretty much made for like the high end stuff. This was around the time when high definition video was all the rage. So once a lot of companies sign off on it, Disney was one of the first to sign on to the Blu-ray sale. And so on November 6th, 2007, they released Cars on Blu-ray. This and our next film are some of Pixar's first Blu-ray releases, alongside the Pixar Short Films Collection Volume 1. Of course, this is pretty much the preferred way to watch Cars. It was later released in 2011, helped with the release of Cars 2, and of course in 2019 it was later released in 4K, 4K Ultra. One of the notable things about Cars is that it contains something called Cinexplore commentary. Basically, while you're watching the film and you're listening to the audio commentary done by John Lasseter, it would show image while playing. The movie would play, and you'll have an image on screen showing some behind the scenes stuff. You can have it automatically play, or you can have a little feature where you can watch the behind the scenes stuff. It's as we see here, it's the ultimate behind the scenes experience. And as Blu-ray is much more interactive, it comes with a car finder game, and everything else, and everything from the DVD has been ported here, but now in high definition. The Cinexplore would pretty much be a mainstay for Pixar for years. They would stop using it sadly after the release of I believe Toy Story 3 or Cars 2, as Cinexplore wasn't nowhere near as, useful. Well, not useful as interesting for, I guess, for many. I mean, Disney did it with the Blu-ray of Bambi, with Inside World Story Meetings, the Enhanced Edition. But pretty much it was dead by the 2010s, sadly. Either way, this is still a wonderful Blu-ray just having Cinexplore. Here is the disc, You can definitely tell it's an older release. Hell, with the packaging, as we see on the bottom, beyond high definition HD picture, HD sound. The spine looks so much different when compared to a standard Disney Blu-ray of the days of now. This is how Disney Blu-rays would be shown or well designed, at least before 2008, where they still made their own packaging, and then like 2010s, and of course now, and like I said with the discs, and just like the DVD of Cars, it's still under Buena Vista. Oh, upper the Walt Disney Home Entertainment logo plays before the menu, so comes with a little insert car fighter game in. Basically, it's instructions on how to work with the car fighter game and Cine Explorer. And on the back of it, the biggest blockbusters and more Hollywood movies on Disney Blu-ray. Of course, talks about the 3 pirate films I own Dead Man's Chest. The Robinsons, the short films collection, Santa Claus 3, A Below, Roving Mars. I believe this one is a Touchstone film. And of course, on the bottom, this was around the time when Disney was transferring to their new name on home media. If I can focus it, I cannot show it sadly. Basically, Walt Disney Studios Home Entertainment. Of course, mine also came with a Disney Movie Reward, but on the back it shows Monster HDMI cable. That thing looks like it would be a pain to just try to ravel up, considering just look how thick that wire is. I mean, good lord. But yeah, that's pretty much the Blu-ray and DVD releases of Cars. It's still, I believe it's still readily available. You can get all 3 films on Blu-ray as a 3-movie collection from Disney, so you got your options. But then we come to 2007. Brad Bird, the director of The Incredibles, returned for another animated film with the company, Ratatouille. And later, in November 6, 2007, the same day as Cars and its Pixar short films collection, Ratatouille was simultaneously released on DVD and on Blu-ray. Take a look at the DVD first. As I said, this was a year after Disney bought out Pixar, and as a result, the Pixar movies are now under the Disney DVD name. Barring reprints, of course, but initial releases, post 2007, they're now under the Disney DVD name. And like I said, this is a single disc set, and sadly, there's not much of bonus features on here too. But unlike Cars, this only contains the widescreen version, because with this onwards, Pixar would only show their original aspect ratios. 2.40 out of 1, the typical at the time for them. What's notable about this release too is that it contains a lenticular disc. One of the first times Pixar would do such for their releases. Of course, inside it has the DVD guide. It talks about Remy and Ermy Presents Your Friend the Rat, an all-new short for the home media release. The animated short Lifted for its theatrical run. It was actually directed by Gary Rydstrom, who was a legendary sound editor. Of course, he worked with Pixar for a lot of their movies. Of course, on the back has a scene selection. Also here, a little booklet. Basically talks about other products, along with some upcoming releases. Of course, the other Pixar releases here. Return to Neverland, Pixie Power Edition. I don't know if you can really count it that. And on the back, 101 Dalmatians, the 2-disc Platinum Edition. First time on a 2-disc DVD. Of course, I own it. But of course, we got to talk about the Blu-ray release. Released alongside it. This is pretty much a definite better version to watch. In fact, the menus on both of them are the exact same. The main menus on both of them. Just like with Cars, this contains a Cine Explorer commentary. Of course, it makes this one pretty much the better option. It also contains its own game, Gusteau's Gourmet Race. Help Linguini prepare meals at the order stack up. And of course, it contains all the bonus features from the DVD release. Of course, it uses the exact same art or design style as Cars. And here is the disc. It looks a lot different when compared to the Cars set, which is interesting. And it's not a lenticular artwork neither. Of course, it has an insert for the Gusteau game. Of course, some upcoming releases here. And just like the last one, contains pretty much the same Disney movie rewards code. Ratatouille, upon its release, would sell 12 million copies on DVD alone. I don't know about Blu-ray sales, but I believe it would gross nearly $190 million. I believe it was in number 2 because I know Happy Feet was released around that same time on DVD, and I believe that was at number 1 for quite a while. It was a pretty popular movie, if you remember. But yeah, that's the original Blu-ray release of Ratatouille. The film would later be released again in 2019 on 4K. So again, you have that. And there you have it, the original home video releases of Cars and the Disney releases of Ratatouille. There is one thing I have to mention, and that's with Cars. Believe it or not, there is a VHS release of Cars. I believe it was released in 2007. However, it's only exclusive to the Disney Movie Rewards. Or it's actually Disney Movie Club exclusive. My mistake. There was a lot of exclusive home video releases, well, VHS releases on Disney Movie Club at that time. Chicken Little, Valiant, Lady and the Tramp, the Platinum Edition. It's fascinating. Of course, that's one of the holy grails of home video collecting. Lord knows, I'm not gonna find it anywhere. I did find a Japanese VHS of Cars on eBay once. It was like $114. I should have bought it. Oh well. But yeah, that's the original home video releases of Cars and Ratatouille. I hope you guys enjoyed this double-edged sword here of a video. Hope you guys will like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and check out my social media in my main channel account. Until then, hope you guys have a happy holidays.